Hello and welcome to a Facebook Live Friday. And actually, you know what I've discovered is that doing video is probably not my strong suit. So I'd love to know if you would take a moment to comment below. Do you want me to keep doing these weekly live videos and trainings? Or would you be like, Megan, just, write a post on your blog or, do something else, but video is not for you. Completely, I'm open to your honesty and feedback. If you want me to keep doing it, just say yes. If you're not into it, say no. And also, if you have any specific topics or suggestions that you'd like me to cover or teach about, I would love to hear that too. Before we dive into the training presentation that I have today, I thought that we could take a moment together to work through an exercise that I like to do at the end of each quarter. This quarter, this year is coming to a close, and we start to think about goals again, right? And productivity and habits in the new year. But I think we need to take a moment before we make all those grand plans to reflect on what worked and what didn't work and where we might make some changes. So I invite you to take out a sheet of paper and a pencil, or just open a new Google Doc in another tab, and let's run through these 5 questions together. The first question that I like to ask is, can you articulate your biggest challenge that you experienced during this quarter? If you have more than one big challenge, feel free to put 2 or even 3. For me, I have a hard time staying focused and productive on one task at a time, which means that I spend way more hours than I should in front of the computer, and I don't feel that I've accomplished as much as I want to at the end of the day. So that has been the number one challenge for me this quarter, something that I want to work on next quarter. Okay, so once you've articulated that, I want you to zoom out and think big picture. So what are your big picture fears regarding this challenge or this area? If you aren't able to overcome it, what are you afraid of? For me, I am afraid that I will waste some of the best years of my life working in front of a computer and not really accomplishing anything. That all of this time and energy spent won't really translate into any additional success, and that I'll regret it. So go ahead and take a moment to share or to just write yours down in your notebook. And then I want you to zoom back in. So we went big picture and the fear that you have. Now just zoom in for a moment on what that day-to-day looks like. What are those little frustrations that you have every day because of this challenge? For example, it could be having too many browser tabs open, not being able to stick to the productivity plan that I've outlined for my day, not sticking to my calendar that I've laid out for myself, just the day-to-day frustrations that I'm having. Okay, so then we can take a step back from the negative for a second. We've talked about our fears, frustrations regarding that big challenge. Now I want you to flip it. What is the opposite of that? What would your ideal look like? So instead of being plagued with this big challenge, what would it look like if you had completely overcome it? For me, that would look like working only 5 or 6 hours a day, but being so focused and productive, and that it didn't require willpower for me to do it, but that I was just in that work routine, and I worked on one task at a time, and at the end of the day, close my laptop and feel like very happy with what I had accomplished because I'd done everything that I needed for that day. So what does that dream look like for you? And then I want you to look at connecting the dots between where you are now with that challenge and then what that dream picture is. What have you already tried to get there that hasn't worked? And then what things can you try next quarter? So is it that you might need to invest in a coach or some kind of external accountability system like a mastermind? Do you need a specific course or consultant? Like, what is it that you haven't tried that you really need to invest in because this quarter you got to get closer to your goal? We can't keep wasting our time doing the same things over and over again and not getting closer to where we want to be. So that's just a little exercise that can help you at the end of a quarter assess where you're at, where you want to go, and then make a plan so that you're not just doing the same things over and over, but you have specific ideas for how you can improve. Now, let's dive into the presentation. So we talked about Q4 reflections, but it's not over yet. So what do you do when it's closing the end of a year or a quarter and you really need a little bit of income boost? So let me open up the presentation. We are going to talk about how to boost your revenue in Q4 or really at the end of any quarter or season with one sales page. And I created a free download for you. It's packed with my top 7 petite package ideas, and you can get that at craftingcreative.com/ideas. This is a really good PDF download and includes specific examples, including how long the package would be, how much it might cost. It's a great thing to download, so definitely grab that. And this is what we're covering today. So number 1, the sales page that I recommend that you create to boost your income at the end of a month, a quarter, or a year. My mini service method for quickly and easily selling that service. And then examples of mini services that I've created and sold. And then examples of mini services that I've purchased from other creatives. And in case we have not yet met, I'm Megan. I am the founder of craftingcreative.com, where I work with and educate other creative entrepreneurs to craft websites and sales pages that connect with their audiences and bring them more consistent clients with less hustle. So, what is one sales page you can use to get some extra clients and cash right now? The answer, as I'm sure you've surmised, is a mini service sales page. Now, a mini service is a limited time offer that you can use to boost your revenue at the end of a quarter so that you can meet your income goals. What exactly is a mini service, you might be wondering? A mini service is a small offering that you can quickly deliver in order to get your clients a specific result or win. So when I say quickly deliver, I mean this should take no more than 2 hours of your time, ideally an hour or less of your time, because you want to be able to get clients to buy this, but you don't want to spend a lot of hours delivering it, because it's all about getting that money quickly and not packing your schedule and losing your weekends to doing extra work. What makes for a great mini service that's easy to sell and quick to deliver? It needs to be specific. So you want to have a specific solution for a specific person or market that costs less than $200 and again takes no more than an hour for you to deliver initially. And I'm sure you want some real life examples. So here is one that I sold for a limited time launch. It was called course coaching, and it was for a specific person, someone that kept buying courses but weren't necessarily going through them or getting the results, and yet they were still buying courses. So I really wanted to help them to break that cycle by actually going through the course content, getting results from it, and then they could see, hey, maybe I don't need to buy that next course because I've already done XYZ and gotten these results. It really wasn't related to what I normally talk about, but I just saw that problem and I felt compelled to help. And so I offered it, launched it for a limited time, and I worked with a couple of clients that way. Now, another ongoing service that I have, a mini service, is called Designer on Demand. So this is where I offer Squarespace support and Squarespace customizations in 48 hours or less. So it's a very quick turnaround, and it just costs $50 for a one-off service or customization. So it's a very specific solution for a specific market, being creatives that use Squarespace. Now, for some mini services that I've purchased from others, we have the KICKSTART Clarity session. This is from my friend Tors, and you can see here that she launched it very easily. So she did have a sales page too. Unfortunately, I didn't screen grab that example, and this isn't available anymore. But you can see in her email that she laid out everything you need really to know if you want to buy this. And it was a limited time offer. She detailed a specific problem and a specific solution. So her promise was that you could jump on the call, work through the steps involved and the equipment to use in order to shoot your first video. The person she was targeting is someone that knew that they wanted to use video to market their services or products, but they really weren't sure where to start, or maybe they had started, but it didn't look very good. So they wanted extra help and expertise to know how to do it better. And I actually worked with Tors and made my first YouTube video with her guidance and feedback, and it was incredible. Now, another evergreen mini service that I purchased from Erica Madden of Olivia.co is her Smile Light audit. This is specifically auditing an aspect of either your blog or social media presence in terms of the way that you're engaging and interacting with your fans and followers. So I had her audit my Instagram feed. So she went through the comments and gave me specific tips for how I can better respond and engage with my followers. It was so helpful. It changed not only the way that I think about my Instagram feed, but also the way that I think about responding to people at any point, be it on Facebook or through emails. It really helped me approach my communication in a better way. And it was from this very affordable evergreen mini service. And another one that I purchased was with Ashley Brooks of Brooks Editorial, and she offered a year of content, 52 content ideas for your next year of blogging for a very limited time and with a limited number of spots. And it was a very specific problem and solution. People that were hesitant about sending out a weekly newsletter or writing a weekly blog, unsure of what to create or write about, she would detail 52 ideas, and they were already like headline friendly in the way that she wrote them. And she offered to hop on the phone for 15 minutes to discuss the goals for the content and brainstorm ideas. And it was a really great way that she actually was able to test this idea for a service that she had. And now she's expanded on it, and it's, I think, a $400 service offering now, but it's essentially the same as this initial mini service that she created. And so not only was she able to get a revenue boost, but she was able to test and validate that this was a service idea that would work for her audience. She told me that it brought in 5 new clients for her in a very low-key, non-stressful way, and then she continued to grow there throughout the year. So if you want even more ideas and examples with specifics, you can download my top 7 petite package ideas to attract more clients in cash with less time and effort. So these are service ideas that you can sell fast. And you can get that once again from craftingcreative.com/ideas. A bonus tip, when your mini service isn't open for enrollment, when you're not launching it, you can still keep it on the back burner and use it as an upsell for existing clients. So let's recap. Today we talked about how you can bring in extra income at the end of a quarter, and you can do it by creating and launching a limited time mini service, which will deliver a specific result or quick win for a specific person. And you can get all the examples on my website at craftingcreative.com/ideas. So if you have any questions either about this mini service, the sales page, or the reflection questions that we went over in the beginning, feel free to ask them in the comments below. I will go through and answer all of them. And as always, thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next week. I think next week will be the last Facebook Live I do for 2017, and then we'll start again next year.